welcome to week 3. I guess time flies when you're having fun. I want to go over a few key items for you, and I don't want to keep you too long, but please watch the tutorial. The first thing that I want to do is to go over the checklist to make sure you know where you should be at. You should complete all the assignments from week 1 and week 2. And this week what you're going to be doing is you're going to be completing your level up, and you're going to be completing your second journal entry. Now, if you're not at that point, say you just joined the class last week, or you had a bit of a trouble perhaps completing the level up, don't panic, because these assignments, the week guide with your checklist is just a guide to help keep you on track. It makes the pace of the class manageable. But the assignments for weeks 1 through 4 are not really due until October 13th. Now, please don't wait till that date to work on those assignments, because you're going to get bogged down and probably overwhelmed and frustrated. So follow your checklist to make sure that you keep pace with the class. It's just a guide. The Dropbox date is the one you need to worry about. So everything from weeks 1 through 4, they are due October 13th. But please upload them before that date if you have them done. Don't wait till that date to submit them. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is media. I've been reading a lot of the journal reflections, and you're going to be doing your second one. And one thing I want you to consider is that media is not just social media. And some of you are really kind of fixated on that. I mean, media can be this pen and this paper that I'm going to write a message on, and that's media. Posters you see, radio, TV, billboards, they're all forms of transmitting information. Your PS4, when you're talking to people and you're saying, you know, go here, whatever it is you guys do in those chat rooms on the PS4, that is all media. So when you're thinking about your reflection, I want you to think about other forms other than social media. Can you include it? Absolutely. But when my dad was little, somebody used to come door to door. They'd knock on their door, they'd pay them a penny, and they'd tell them what the latest news was. Because they didn't have radio, they didn't have TV and newspapers and all those things that we just take for granted. And actually, we think they're the old way of transmitting information. So think about that. But also I want you to think about the influence of media. The psychological aspects. How does it affect us? How does it affect our self-esteem? You know, are there positive things from it? Are there negative things from it? How does it affect you on a personal level? Not just social media, but all media. And the purpose of this course and your journal entries is to get you to think of things in a much broader sense, to expand your horizons. So try not to limit yourself in your journal entries. So when you go to the description, it talks about the principles of media, mass media, and constructed reality. So my expectation as your teacher is that you're going to mention those in your post. Okay? Have those influenced your thoughts about media? Explain to me why. If they haven't changed, explain to me why they haven't, but they should be tied to those 3 terms. And also I'm asking you to consider how media influences you, your consumer habits, and your identity. You may also consider how media influences your peers and the subconscious influence of media. So those are all things that when you're writing your journal entry, I'm giving you a focus area, and that's what I want to see in your answers. The same can be said for discussion groups. Make sure you read the details, what it is that I want you to talk about. And also make sure you give something when you have to write your own post, but then you have to respond to the post of 2 classmates. Well, make sure you give them something to think about. It's great to say, hey, that's a great post. Yeah, good. That's not going to give you points with me. Okay? You need to have some information and some meat to that information, and also give them something to think about. If you can disagree with somebody respectfully, and you can also say, hey, you know, that's a great idea. What about this? So I hope I've given you some things to think about. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Good luck.